Hey guys, what's going on? Uh, Day after the Friday night game against Athens. A lot of stuff I could say about this game. Watching it, we were there. Man, we come out hot in the first period. Kind of second period started getting a little choppy. Started getting a little under the skin. I think a lot of bad calls from the refs, which is not, that is not uncommon when Athens is in town. I don't know. I try to be the guy who's like, hey, the refs have a hard job, and there's a lot of stuff you're gonna not see because the game's moving a lot faster than for them, especially on ice, than it is up in the stands. And when you can replay a video and watch it, it's been told to me that referees cannot use video to call penalties, but they can verify penalties that they've already called with video. So uh, they can't go back and watch a video and decide which penalty to call. But what I seen last night was a little bit of lippy with the referees, and I think they were kind of taking it personally. Obviously, they're humans, and I think they were kind of doling out a little bit of justice that they thought was necessary on our team. Uh, there's a lot of favoritism for Athens in this league for sure. It does seem that way to me. Look, I see these guys do stuff in front of referees, and the referees, hey, didn't see it. Don't, McVale. Why wouldn't you kick them that off 6 or 7 times a game when you know there's no penalty coming? You know there's nothing gonna happen. Anytime you get under pressure, especially when the game's, we can tie the game up, we can take the lead. Why wouldn't you kick the net off? I mean, I tried to catch some video of it last night, but I was kind of disgusted in about the middle of the third period. I was just kind of like, man, this is not going to go our way because the refs have made a decision that it will not. Unless we just like we have to play this perfect, pristine game. And our guys tried. I mean, they really were keeping their hands down. They were not doing high sticking. I didn't see a lot of excess stuff. I mean, there was some guys, a little poking, a little pushing here and there, but it seemed almost all retaliatory. Athens was they come out there to play a rough game and to really get us to commit penalties. That's what Baton Rouge did last Friday, and it worked. And I think we did a good job trying not to fall for that. The coach said, in the coaches show that we tried to have a more mentally disciplined game. I seen that, but I seen the tape coming off. I seen it coming unraveled a little bit in the third period. Cheating or not, that's hockey. I believe that's hockey. I mean, just how it is, and you have to just overcome that, and we didn't do that. The puck was in our end way too much. Uh, we were not clearing the puck out of our zone. Athens did a good job at keeping it in the zone. The more chances you give a team to shoot the puck, the more likely they are to score. That's just simple. I'm sure that's very simple math. So if you are keeping the puck, you're not getting it out of your zone, and they're able to make shots. People were, hey, we got Tyler. Tyler played a great game. McPhail played a great game. I mean, they really did. It was a really good game. Uh, Solid goalie work, in my opinion. I mean, look, pulling a goalie 3 minutes in when we were only down 1 point, 3 minutes in the last, maybe not the best idea. I'm not a coach. I don't make those decisions. Uh, that definitely seemed. I don't play hockey. Never did. Never had the opportunity. Would have if I could have though. But I'll tell you this. I just seen a failure on our side in the third period. I seen it's like we took the like kind of the foot was taken off the gas in about the middle of the second period. I think maybe we got a 2 goal lead and we kind of got the game in the bag kind of attitude. But I've been told a lot of times and I've seen it. 2 goals is not a good lead in hockey. So And especially against Athens, they're a great team, man. They really are. I hate to give them any kind of credit 'cause I don't like them, but if I lived in Athens, I'd be an Athens fan for sure. But they are a good team, a lot of good players. They play I would say, intelligent game of hockey. They try to get you to make mistakes, and that takes a little bit of intelligence, and it takes some skill. And we typically play that way with other teams. We didn't last night, or maybe it just wasn't working. Once again, I'm not a player. I'm not on the ice. There's things that are happening that I don't see, that we don't see, that we don't hear. I've seen a lot of bad penalties though. I've seen Albrecht get a penalty for literally that, for what we could see, nothing. And watching back, watched the playback this morning. That's kind of why this was late. We watched the playback this morning. We rewatched the game. The one penalty he got is like in the middle of the second, I think. There was no explanation from the announcers at all, like from the guys in the booth. They didn't say why the penalty happened. Uh, and could I go back on the website and look at? Yeah, I can. And it was probably abuse of the official, or he said a bad word or something like that. But look, man, that's a league rule. That's nothing that the players don't know about. They all understand that the league does not allow certain language on the ice, and you know, I've been told many times you're in control of how you respond. And be that as it may, I wasn't gonna go back and look at all the stats and do all that because I was like, we lost the game. There's no amount of me going and looking at those stats and finding all that information that's gonna change that. We all know that there was a lot of bad officiating. I'm sure Athens was saying the same thing at some point. That no goal on Athens was really close. That was a hard call. They called it no goal on the ice. I watched it again a couple times, and from the viewpoints I have, which are probably the same that the ref has, it did look like that stick went over the crossbar. So what's happening is, if you don't understand, I asked a couple guys that were at the game last night. They understood what was happening because I had to go to the bathroom around that, like right when it happened, like right when they stopped play. I had to get up. But they held. He kind of got that he's a tall guy, so when he gets the stick up here to his shoulders, and I did see that the stick was over his shoulder line. If his shoulder line is over the crossbar, then that's a high stick, right? So if it was me, I'm like 5'5", so probably wouldn't be a high stick. It'd probably be right at it, but he's a pretty tall guy, so that stick come over his shoulder blades. I did see that we paused it, and you could see air, like a little gap, like about like that over his shoulders where the stick was. And like it's a play anybody would make. I mean, you're gonna make that play if you can, but it got called no goal. But it didn't really matter. Athens came back and they took that game. But outside of that, we got to come back tonight. We got to come back and we got to play hard. I mean, it's just we played really hard in the first period. Like I said, about the middle of the second period, it seemed like the momentum died down. Let me say this, and this is my personal rant, and I guess that's if you do watch this, maybe you watch for the personal rants, but the Snakes slow momentum down. We get a goal against Athens. We need to be getting another goal very quickly. I would assume, from my experience in everything I've done, when I've made a mistake, when someone has caused me to make a mistake, I'm much more likely to make a mistake before very quickly. You don't need to give their goalie, I think it was almost 40 minutes to recover mentally, get a pep talk, think about what happened and how he can make it better, and then start trying to play. And yes, we did get another goal, but I think your chances are very much increased if you don't stop play for 40 minutes in the first period after the first goal. We had a piece of broken glass because I don't know why, but I assume a bunch of drunk idiots over there in the corner beating on the glass. And I'm going to say that's exactly what it is. You're sitting there on that glass, and that's not impenetrable glass. It's just a little piece of plexiglass. We lost momentum, and yes, we did get a second goal, and in this time, yeah, I'm wrong for sure. But I'm telling you this, throwing those snakes on the ice, and I was a kid when the Moccasins were here, and I got to throw snakes, and yeah, that's it is what it is. But it slows down the momentum of the game. It takes, I think, the best opportunity you have for a second score away very quickly because our players and the referees have to stop for 10 minutes and clean up those stupid plastic snakes that have cost this team so much in the past and continue to cost this team a lot. You know, stop beating on the glass. Stop. I mean, I know they're not going to stop throwing the snakes because they're going to keep selling the snakes. I don't think the little bit of money they're making off those snakes is worth the crap that our team is having to go through over the snakes. Uh, Look, that's my rant, and I get to rant because it's my YouTube page. But stop beating on the glass. I think the kids running around the arena was a little better last night. Seemed a little better, but otherwise, we have a really big game coming up tonight. Everybody, please get out there, cheer, root these guys on. If any of the players see this, man, you guys played hard. I know that it's got to be hard to play against the referees and the other team because Athens is a good team, and I do think that absolutely favoritism showed up in the third period. Uh, if you guys see this, I hope you hold your heads up. I hope you come out there tonight and you play smart hockey and you super super fast, super super aggressive. I think we can do it. Got to win this game for sure, and we got Topeka on Sunday, so it's going to be a tough game too because guys are going to be tired for sure. But anyways, that's my little rant. If you like the channel, if you got any suggestions of things you want to see or hear, please like and share and leave a comment. Subscribe to the channel if you would. It would help me out a little bit. Not in any kind of financial way. It's just if I see it's like 5 people watching, then I'm probably not going to keep it. You know, why would I keep doing it? But it does take me a few minutes to make these. This one's a kind of a simple one. I didn't do all the display and stuff because I just wanted to get this out and wasn't going to do a podcast till the end of the weekend, but I just thought maybe I needed to say some of this stuff so that the few people who listen could hear it. But please like and share and subscribe. That would help me out tremendously. And it's not in any kind of, I don't make any money or anything. It's just, so, I don't know. It's something people want to see. Have a nice day. See you at the game tonight. Go Mocs.